Hey guys, I'm Sharon from Scala Studios. So today's tutorial is going to be this animation. So we'll be using rigid bodies to create this animation, and it's not that hard. So you guys can check my YouTube channel for more tutorials I've created. And if you guys create one of those tutorials, make sure you guys tag me so I can see your work, maybe comment on it, maybe. So yeah, you guys can check my other tutorials, and let's get on with this one. So we'll start by selecting everything and deleting with X and adding a cylinder, and I'm going to rotate it in the y-axis actually, and 90 degrees. And I'm going to add a loop cut in the middle, Control R and V to cut it in half. And then now I'm going to select these two faces and Control B to bevel it and add some cuts with some segments with the mouse wheel. Now I'm going to subdivide it with Control 2 and shade smooth, and I'm going to apply the subdivision surface modifier. And now I'm going to select the two and add a face and hide it, and select this loop and add a face as well. Now I'm going to normal and auto smooth. We have the shape, and I'm going to add a plane and move the cylinder on top of the plane. And I'm going to edit mode and I'm going to extrude it in the y-axis and extrude it again in the z-axis this time, and pull it back a little in the y-axis and tap back into edit mode and Control B to add bevel, Control B, and add some more segments with the mouse wheel and shade smooth, right click and add a subdivision surface modifier and a solidify modifier, and increase the thickness a bit, and add a few more loop cuts to make it a bit smoother. Control R. Now I'm going to add a lattice and go to top view and scale it in the x-axis and tap into edit mode. Select with C and move it in the x-axis and place it on top a little. Now I'm going to add a lattice modifier and select 1/2 with L and add a vertex group and name the vertex group left, and I'm going to assign the vertex group, and I'm going to Alt H to unhide the whole cylinder, and I'm going to hide the part we just assigned and select the other part with L and make it right and assign that vertex group to the selection. And now we have two selections, right and the other one left. Now I'm going to add a lattice modifier to the cylinder and select our object, the lattice object, and make the vertex group the left side. Now when I move the lattice object in the y-axis, you guys can see it's separating the cylinder, the two objects, right? So we have two objects now, but it's in one object. So now we're going to animate it. I'm going to select cylinder. I'm going to save it first, and now I'm going to animate it. I'm going to move the cylinder down and move it in the y-axis and add a keyframe with I. And make timeline 123 frames, and first frame make rotation scale. Go to the 80th frame and move it front and add another keyframe. So for some reason I forgot to make the rotation, apply rotation with Control A, so that's why it's not working the way we want. So I'm going to delete the keyframes we added and apply rotation scales, so you guys won't make these mistakes. So I left mistake in the video because you guys can see the process. When you make a mistake, this is what you normally do. So now I'm going to delete the keyframes again, delete the keyframes only, and add rotation add the transforms with Control A, and then everything becomes 0. So now you can see it rotates in the x-axis perfectly. So now I'm going to add a keyframe again with I in the first frame and move it to the 80th frame, and add another location keyframe. So now I'm going to add a single keyframe and 360 into 4 and add another keyframe. So you guys can see now it's rotating perfectly. So now we're going to duplicate the cylinder and hide the first cylinder from the outline. We're going to animate the outliner and hide the first cylinder from there. So we're going to click and insert a keyframe in the 80th frame and hide the second cylinder and add 2 keyframes as well, and move to the 81st frame. So you guys can see it disappears, and it moved to the 81st frame, and it hide the second cylinder and add 2 keyframes there. Right click and add 2 keyframes and 2 keyframes there. So it becomes 2 different objects afterwards. So now I'm going to select the second object and select one half of it with L and click P to separate and make it 2 cylinders. So now we have 2 cylinders, and now I'm going to select the plane and add a rigid body modifier, and make it passive, and shape, make it mesh. And now I'm going to select the cylinders and do the same thing, but make it active. Rigid body, make it active, and make them both active, and make the shape mesh. So you guys can see nothing really happens. It just stops after the 81st frame. So now I'm going to click animate and add a keyframe on the 80th frame in both cylinders, and on the 81st frame I'm gonna make them both dynamic. So then both the cylinders fall. Go to the 81st frame and make both cylinders animated, and on the 80th frame make it dynamic and add 2 keyframes in both. Now it's just a matter of aligning everything and just designing our layout. So I'm gonna add a cube, scale it in the x-axis, scale it up. I'm going to add a loop cut and extrude them down, those 2 down, and extrude it down as well, and delete the face, the X, and delete these 2 faces as well. And I'm gonna bring it down, select our plane and add a Boolean modifier, and select our cube, the one we just created, and X, and apply it, and I'm going to delete those two faces in the plane. Now let's see, two cylinders fall. Now I'm going to make the cylinder a rigid body and make it passive as well, and make it mesh default, make the collision mesh, so it looks more natural. Now I'm going to do the shading. So the material is downloaded from textures.com, so you guys can download the same material. I'll have the link in the description. So I'm going to download these two materials, all these three. And if you guys have the node wrangler add-on enabled, select the BSD principal BSD node and Control T, and then we can add the images we just downloaded. And first I'm gonna plug the albedo map into the base color, and I'm going to add another image texture and add the roughness map and make the color space non-color data. And I'm gonna add another image texture and make it, and add another normal map and plug the normal into the normal. And I'm going to select the normal map and plug it in to the normal. Now we have our shape. Now I'm just going to add a high specular shader to everything else. Might change the value of the object a bit, of the plane a bit, make it a bit lighter. Now we have our animation going, and now I'm going to make the world settings darker and add an area lamp, increases power to about 1000, and scale it up, add my camera, place it on top, I'm gonna add scale it in the y x-axis and move it back, and I'm gonna duplicate the two area make it 3 area lamps and rotate it a bit, move it back as well, and there we have our lighting. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. Hope you guys liked it. So if you guys want me to do more tutorials like this, just leave a comment in the description below. And if you guys have any suggestions, if any questions, any ideas for me to do in the future, just leave a comment in the description below. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one, guys.